Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What You Reading. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Delaze. Welcome back, guys. So this is our final chapter final review chapters of A Court of Wings and Ruin. Has
My
been
God,
part
it's been
4.
long journey.
Long. It's with again, the story is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. And so we're just finishing this up, and then we're gonna do a fan fiction after this.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's what we're doing today.
So we are there, and we are on chapter 61. I have Cassian has been hurt and has a wound from his navel down to his sternum, and it will take him a while to fully heal. Rasan is angry. He gave Rasan an order to wait, and he ignored it. Moore is angry at Feyre for leaving to go see the surreal and not telling anyone.
So if y'all remember the last episode, Feyre dipped out. Mind you, they in the middle of a whole big old war. Feyre dipped out, didn't tell nobody, and now she back, and more bad because she dipped and she didn't say nothing.
Okay, because I had it mixed up with the library and all that stuff. I forgot that was the last episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically Feyre gets back and more mad. They start this unnecessary fight.
Unnecessary.
About how Feyre is just telling lies. And then Feyre was like, well, you be lying too, girl.
Right. Speaking of lies, let's talk about the fact that you be lying about your life every single day. Girl,
right. Like,
middle of the war.
Why you want to tell Azriel? What's up with that? Blah, 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 blah.
Right. Now is not the time, girl.
We literally are in a whole war. A war. Let's get back to that. Niggas are dying. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You fine,
people are dying.
We black. We gonna say niggas.
I mean, I'm just saying. But people are dying, and y'all worried about who telling who lies. She basically asked her why she never tell her about Azriel and how she feel about Azriel. And then she basically was like telling her why. And then she started telling her why.
Not at this. Well, yeah, they ended up telling each other later on. Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay. So later on. So we are on chapter 62. Amren arrives with the book and also with bones and stones for Nesta to scary. Amren tells Nesta to pick them up and thinks about the cauldron. Nesta grips tighter to the bones and can't see nothing. Feyre looks into her mind and see how my forces are huge and endless.
Which they were not prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't have the
25%
of the Yep. and they scrounged them up.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Come on, will you please come over here and help us type?
Mm-hmm.
She sees the king standing over a war map. The king has a massive army at the edge of the human territories close to the family estate. Varian shows up in the tent and kisses Amren. Unnecessary.
Middle of a war.
There's a lot of things going on in this one that's very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So we're on chapter 63. Feyre dreams of the cauldron. She walks in, feels like something is wrong. She thinks her and Nesta opened a door and that the cauldron knows where they are. They can hear it. Nesta, and I'm sorry, Amren. Is it Amren or Amren?
Amren.
I can never get her name right.
It's okay.
Amren, Nesta, and Feyre can all hear it since they all were made. They realized the cauldron lured Elaine away from the camp by showing her grace and calling for her, promising that he loves her. The cauldron has taken Elaine to the Highburn war camp.
I felt so bad about this for Elaine, because she just really loved Grayson down, and he was really not for her, but she was still pining over this man.
Even after he was like, bitch, I don't want you.
Flat out. We will never.
She was like, maybe he'll give me another chance.
Like, girl, no. No.
Ezra says he will get her back. Feyre says she will go with him. Feyre shifts to look like
Cameron?
nope.
No.
Lianthy.
Ianthe. Dang, I got paint on my shirt. Girl, hold on.
It looks like nobody care.
It looked like I just had to
yeah.
had to get out the camera. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay. Ianthe.
And says she will walk right into the camp. Racine can't go with her. As a Pharaoh winnows near the camp, as hides himself using his shadows, and Pharaoh walks right in.
So the reason why she was able to, if y'all remember, in the last episode, Homegirl had killed Ianthe with well, technically the Weaver killed Ianthe, and so she was like, well, we just gonna hope that they don't know she dead yet. So I'm gonna go as her, and they gonna let me walk right in, and that's gonna be that on that.
Mm-hmm. Chapter 65. In the camp, they find the children of the Blessed Girl hung up on a rock. They've been torturing her. Jurian finds her and realizes she isn't Ianthe, but is Pharaoh. He says she is chained to the king's tent with steel and a spell from the book. Jurian says he will make a distraction so that he can get her out. Pharaoh asks him to also get the children of the Blessed Girl out. They grab Elaine and run. They run to the cliff Jurian told them to escape to, and they find the children of the Blessed Girl there. They are close to the edge when Pharaoh is hit with an ash arrow. Two of the king's hounds are about to attack her when Tamlin comes to her to help her. Ezra tells her that he will help her. He gonna need her to fly. That's what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
He takes off with Elaine and the other girl, but one of the beasts jumps and injures his wings. Pharaoh manages to fly with help of a breeze from Tamlin. Tam coming in.
Tam came through.
Corrects for her. She looks back and sees Tamlin leap off the cliff and went away.
So before we get into before we finish this part, before they left, Moore was like, somebody was like, hey girl, when you go down there, you get Elaine, you get out. Don't do nothing, don't see nothing, don't stop and say hi. Get her and get out. Don't worry about nobody else. And she was like, bet. And she immediately did not do that.
Nothing they told her to do.
Nothing they told her to do. She was like, another person, let me help her. I'm like, girl, bring your ass.
This goes to the last thing we said in our last episode when we was like, girl, sometimes we just don't want you to help.
Right.
So they make it back to Lyrian camp, and let me tell you this right quick. So what's funny is that Azrael basically jumps out. Is it Azrael that told her, girl, you need to fly? It was Azrael, right?
Yeah.
So what's funny is Azrael just dips off a leaf.
Right. It was like, hey girl, you gotta get up in the
"There
sky.
you go,
And Farrah ain't flown a good flight yet.
girl." It was just funny. He was like, I got them. You got to just do something, girl. So,
Yeah. He said, I can't help you too, girl. I got two of these ones on me. You're gonna have to figure it out. She was like, what?
right. Figure it out.
Okay.
Quick, too.
Yeah.
So they make it to the Lyrian camp, and both of the Az and Favor are injured, and they rescue the girl of the cliff, which unnecessary.
I mean, like, good on them. But
I mean,
also,
thank you. It was nice of you, but girl, we in a war.
Yeah, you almost died.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just know when she came back to that camp and she was hurt, Rosario was like, just keep going out here doing stuff.
And he be just letting her go because, you know, he can't, he not going to tell her not to, but like,
he ain't gonna tell her not to because he don't want to tell her what to do.
Exactly. But also, girl, get it together.
Get your wife.
Girl.
Please.
A mess.
So as they get back to the camp, Nesta appears, starts her arms around Farrah, sobbing and thanks. So she is healed. Then Elaine and Nesta lay together like they did back in the cottage in the middle of the war.
In the middle of the war.
They just cuddle up together, getting a
Yeah,
good night's sleep.
just like old times.
Right. Kelly Summer has joined them at the camp. Ezra has been healed, but he won't be able to fly for a while. More on Feyre talks. She tells Feyre that she was right. She doesn't love Ezra. She says she loves him like family, but does not love him the way he loves her.
Right. Which, girl, stop playing with that man's emotions.
Please. Because it only been 3 or 4 books and you still ain't telling him nothing.
And it's been like what 100 years or something crazy like that. Like he been pining after that girl for centuries. I feel like, like, girl, let that man go. Let him find who he want to be with.
Every time this man see Lucia's brother, he want to kill him.
Every single time.
Every single time.
Girl.
And you won't even tell the man that you like girls.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. Which it's kind of messed up because it's like even in make believe people still have issues.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
The way they look at it too.
Yeah.
We got to remember that women are like breeding at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah, they're literally only reason to be there is to breed.
Right, for real. Like,
which much like
you bleeding, let me get them wings.
Yeah, you're not going nowhere.
You're like, going nowhere. So, basically, Moore started talking about how she was, she never told her family about her being gay, how she loved a woman before, and all that good stuff.
So she was in a whole relationship with a woman who was human, and she was all in love or whatever, but then she like dealt with her for a minute, and then she bounced, and then homegirl ended up getting married, living a long, happy life, and she died because she was human, so she could only live but so long. And Moore would never forgave herself because she was like, dang, I could have still been there, and she had bounced out.
Like, where did you think you was gonna go? It was a human woman.
Right. She was only gonna live but so long. Like,
right. Now unless you turned her.
Exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically that. It just talks about her being in love with the woman and she was human, and how she has not told him, but kind of let him kind of see that she still sleep with other people to show him that he ain't got no chance to.
She lucky she doing that with Azriel, because I feel like if that was Cassian, he would have probably fought somebody by now.
Girl.
Because why are you playing with that man's emotions like that?
Would have already gotten it out of her though.
I agree. He'd be like, girl, what's up? Because you got me messed up out here.
Right.
You bring all these different men into your room. You know I pine after you, and you gonna still bring these other men in the room.
Right.
We gonna have some words.
After 7,000 years.
Girl. Facts.
So it also has Feyre tells her she gonna keep her secret. More slut with Helion to remind as she was not interested. Basically, that's what I put down. Hybrid Army is on the move to human land. They plan on winnowing people to Adriata. Amber comes in and distracts him so that Amber, Feyre, and Nesta can get to the cauldron. Elaine has found a way to stop the whole army. So basically, they're trying to get to the cauldron, seeing what they can see what they can do. Because they are paid by the cauldron. So they think that if they all get to the cauldron, that they can make the cauldron do what they want it to do, basically.
Right.
So chapter 67, they need to get to the cauldron, touch it together. This is what they thought.
Right.
They can then use it to buy the king and his army, wipe them off the earth. They go to winnow the humans out, and Feyre was saying, go to their old village. Feyre knows she needs to get the carver, so she winnows to the court of nightmares to face the mirror.
Okay, so sorry. The whole thing with the mirror, if y'all remember, is that in order to break the deal with the carver, she needed to look into the mirror. But she was told multiple times that a lot of people that look into the mirror, they lose their minds afterwards. And so she was holding off that whole time because she didn't want to lose her mind because they're in the middle of a war. But she was like, we need help because we do not have enough people for what Hybern's bringing. So let me go look in this damn mirror, see what I can go see, and then we can go from there.
Right. So we are chapter 68. She climbs a winding staircase of 1,000 stairs. So was this mirror in the House of Wind?
No, the mirror was in the Court of Nightmares in Kier's area, like somewhere in Kier's area. Oh wait, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah,
Because the House of Wind got a bunch of stairs too. Unless
that's
all these places got a crap ton of stairs.
I mean,
Which
you, I mean,
most of them can fly, so
yeah, most of them. Well, not the females.
oh true. I don't know, maybe
I don't know. They guess they're saying them females, they gonna have to climb them stairs.
that's messed up. Yeah.
Anyway, she climbs out of a winding staircase of 1,000 stairs that leads to a mirror. She looks into it and sees just herself until she notices a massive beast behind her, slowly inching towards her. Describes it as a beast of claws, scales, and fur. It jumps at her and then disappears. When she looks back in the mirror, she sees it and realizes it's a reflection of what lies beneath her skin. She faces it in the mirror.
And it was like, this was it? All right, bet. So let me go take my tail back to the Carver and let them know what's up.
Right.
So she gets to the Carver. She gets to the Carver is like, so I looked in the mirror, whatever. So are you gonna help us or not? And the Carver's like, yeah, what did you see? And she's like, I seen me. I saw who I was, my little beast within or whatever. And the Carver's like, okay, great. And she's like, that's it? And Carver's like, yeah, I just needed to make sure you was worth helping. And she was like, I swear to God, like we could have we need help. It is a war. But all right, cool.
Right. Like again, we're in the middle of a war.
Middle of a war. I had to go look in the stupid mirror for you to see if worthy enough to help. Oh, okay, cool.
Right. So we're at chapter 69. Hybern has marched through the human lands, destroying as they go. They find Pharaoh's family estate destroyed. Asper gives Elaine his blade, true teller. Asper's wings are injured, and Rasan has ordered him not to fight. Rasan said it is the first time he has seen Asper let someone touch his knife. Rasan then gives a moving speech to everyone.
Which when I read that, I was like, is Rasan saying his little goodbyes? Because that's how it was feeling like.
That's how it felt.
That's exactly how I felt.
Like Rasan each time was ready to say goodbye.
Every time. He didn't know what was about to happen.
In every type of war or whatever he had with anybody, he was ready to go.
Just in case he wanted to say his piece.
Yeah. He was ready to go for his people because he loved them that much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope. But also, like, bro, have a little bit more faith.
I mean,
you're not gonna die every time.
Right. They go to find Hybern, but are very outnumbered. Pharaoh reveals she got a tattoo as a maiden gift to Rasan. It is down her spine and shows 4 phases of the moon. As Hybern's shield around his forces come down, Pharaoh lets her glamour go. It is hiding the bone carver and Briasis. The ink on her spine is the bargain. Suddenly the Weaver shows up. Rasan sends Helion to bargain with her. They will break her containment spell if she fights with them. All 3 creatures begin attacking Hybern's forces.
So now we got Bryaxis, the Carver, and the Weaver that's all gonna fight, who are old gods.
Mm-hmm.
And they wreak havoc.
Which I don't understand why they just went like, all right, it's done.
Y'all ready to go home? Y'all hungry?
Y'all are old death gods. Like,
yeah.
Why y'all ain't just like, oh, got my meal for the day?
Right, bet. I'm out. I'm gonna go back to my little cave.
Right. As long as you give me that, make sure you give me that sky view. Okay.
Yeah, let me get that window real quick. That's all I want. Let me get my little window. And I'll be cool.
Okay, so we are on chapter 70. The fight starts, 3 horns sound, and they see Baron, Tamlin, and Grayson. Human army, led by Jurian. Tamlin made Baron come, dragged him out by his neck. Amber, Nesta, and Feyre and Elaine run to find the cauldron. Nesta realizes Hybern is rousing the cauldron. Nesta began screaming for Cassie, and the king uses the cauldron to destroy Illyrians in the sky, turning them to ash. Nesta also caused Cass to save his life. She knew he would come. The king then uses the cauldron to destroy the cauldron. 71, Pharaoh has to go to the cauldron along with Amron, another horn blast and an armada of ships appears on the horizon, more of Hybern's army. Then another horn sounds of more army and winged soldiers. They did realize it was Draken's legion and the ships that are filled with Miriam's people.
I just heard in my head like this triumphant music from like Pirates of the Caribbean where it's like like and everybody's like coming in on the horizon and save the day
I'm so glad we need them so bad.
Yeah, because they was sweating it out a little bit. They was like, they look and they was like, ah, great. And they got these masses of armies coming to help them out. And I'm like, yes.
Some flying, some on ships.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Human, just a whole bunch of people.
That they needed.
Heap of folks.
A whole heap of folks.
Draken jokes that Rasan could have told him about the war. Rasan told him he couldn't find him. Draken told him that he glamored the island 300 years ago. Anybody that approaches him would think the island was in ruin, and would be inclined to turn around. They were in Crusader the entire time. Tells them the army was not his, and he made up with Queen Vasa, and Lucian was with her. Pharaoh realizes it was their father that found Vasa. He found out that the queens were traitors months ago and have been gathering a human army to face Hybern. He found Vasa and got an army. He told Draken he had 3 daughters and fell before he would not do it again. He named his 3 ships after his daughters.
Daddy showed up. He showed up and was like, I've been feeling y'all this whole time, but I got y'all right now because I know y'all need me.
Yes, please excuse me, guys, how I'm reading. I wrote these notes at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it is looking crazy, okay? So, chapter 72, Nesta tells Pharaoh to use her to find Hybern. Basically, she was like, girl, I'm not finna do that because every time I look and use you to look for Hybern can see where we at. So, we gonna quit
right.
It works the opposite way. So chapter 73, the Weaver is still alive, waiting on Pharaoh and Amron to arrive. What do you mean? Why the Weaver ain't been out here if everybody else been out here is what I'm saying. You had to go back and do all the most.
I think the Weaver was just waiting on direction because the Weaver was about to do a bunch of stuff. They was like, hey girl, we need you to chill until you called. And she was like, okay, bet. I'll see here in the back.
Yeah, she was like the last hurrah. Well, not the last hurrah, but almost the last hurrah.
Yeah.
She creates a version for them by killing the king's guards. The king walks up to the Weaver and snaps her neck and throws her to the Nagal hounds. The king can The king can feel Nesta's power and walks towards her. Pharaoh and Amron go to the cauldron, and Pharaoh puts her hand on it. She realized Amron lied about what's about to happen, which I still don't understand. I don't understand why she felt the need to lie about anything. Like it really don't make sense to me. It don't really explain why she felt the need to lie like that.
Yeah, I feel like there was a part about it, but I don't remember, girl. I honestly don't know why either.
I don't either. Like, I was trying to think. I was trying to look at it again.
I don't know.
Amber said she's sorry for lying. Pharaoh can't let go of the cauldron. She now can see through the cauldron. It is searching for Nesta. Rasan goes in beast mode. He transfers Helion, runs towards Rasan. Helion runs toward Rasan and shifts too. So I guess Helion could turn into a beast too.
Yeah, I think Helion, actually, I think maybe not all of them, but I know Helion, Tam Tam, Tarquin and Reese can shapeshift.
Okay, so she also sees the cauldron locate Nesta. The king went out to them, but Nesta has not shown her full power because he has her dad. He had a knife to her throat. The father looks at Nesta and tells her that he loves her. Nesta begs for the king not to kill him and says she would give back what she stole from the cauldron. And guess what? The king did not care. He
didn't care. They some snapping neck folks, I swear.
I'm trying. He had a whole knife in his hand. He just decided to snap his neck for a more dramatic.
Yeah. It was messed up. Like, bro, okay.
Right. Cassian starts fighting with the king, but is losing. He brings his foot down on Cassian's wing, snapping bones. Nesta power explodes and the king winnows away. So the daddy didn't do it. Cassian did it, or made Nesta go ham. Nesta grabs Cassian's sword and turns to the king, but he quickly disarms her and strikes her across the face. She sends another bolt of power at the king, sending him flying back. How much power do Nesta got?
She got a lot of power.
Listen,
has to have a lot of power because King of Hybern is strong.
And so now I'm thinking, it was this whole war necessary? Could Nesta have just went and saved that man anyway?
Probably, but they didn't know all that. She didn't believe in herself, all that good stuff. So
she still don't. Okay,
she still don't. Lord,
Lord.
Sorry.
I mean, because y'all stick with us. Nesta tries to get Cassian up. Is sobbing. Nesta is sobbing the whole time, y'all. The whole time Nesta been crying, y'all. For him to get up before the king comes back, but he can't. Cass tells her to go, but she says she can't. Cass says he has no regrets other than that they did not have more time together. He kisses her and tells her he will find her in the next life. Nesta covers his body with hers as the king returns. As the king goes to kill them, he suddenly stops. Nesta looks up to see a blade is through his throat. Elaine stabbed him with truth teller.
I know Elaine was just like, well, I gotta do something.
Right. All right, so in chapter 75, I have Nesta gets up and goes to the king, grabs the blade, twists it into the neck. Eventually she beheads him. Nesta then lifts his head up and stares at it. Pharaoh realized that even with the king dead, his armies are still overwhelming them. Amon is telling Pharaoh to fight against the cauldron. Amon reveals that the Surreal gave her the message for armor, but it was for the spell that would unbind them. Once she is in her real form, she can wipe out Hybern's army. Pharaoh reminds her that she will be gone. If she does it, she won't remember them once she is freed. Armin says they were humans in her world too, and she used to watch them. Amber talks about what she learned about being there, and she learned to love them for Varian. She gets into the cauldron and tells Pharaoh the spell. Oh, can you imagine just jumping in that cauldron and be like, okay, girl, let me get you that spell after you just like boiling away and that black guck. I still don't know why she told a lie.
Girl, your guess is as good as mine.
So what we figure out is that even though Nesta is the person that get all the praise for killing the king, it really wasn't Elaine, I think.
Yeah, Elaine actually like orchestrated the killing.
I mean, she was a real one for that.
She was. She absolutely was.
That makes me more excited to read about Elaine's book when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because she just gave off very prissy vibes to me.
Yeah.
And now after she did that, she felt a little more gangster.
Yes, she do. Yes, she do. She do.
So the cauldron shatters into pieces, and then Amber describes as a great burning wings with a crown of light floating above her flaming hair. She begins destroying Hybern's forces. She wipes them out and she fades away her power speed.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 76 is Faber fills the cauldron, looks inside the ruin of it, and can see a void. A growth where sand convinces Faber she can't fix the cauldron and gives power from him. They do fix it, and she turns around and Rasan is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time Rasan had her, and he was like, I love you, Pharaoh. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. They're just talking about stuff. And she turned back around and that mother dead.
Mm-hmm. In seconds. Now she's frantic.
Yeah. She realizes he knew he was dying while trying to mend the wall. She screams to the High Lords to save him like they did her. They told her it wouldn't work, but does it anyway. Tamlin comes in and she begs him to help her. Tamlin tells her he wants her to be happy and give his power into him. She holds Rasan and tells him about how she fell in love with him. Rasan finally come back to life, makes jokes and tells High Lords they'll be happy to know his power remains his own and doesn't gain any of theirs. Rasan tells her there's another surprise. And so basically he was telling her that before the cauldron was like sealed or whatever, he reached out and grabbed Amber. And Amber gets out, but she ain't got no power. She a normal Fae now.
Mm-hmm.
But not only is she regular Fae, she high Fae, so she's still
up there.
Yeah, she's still up there. Which I don't know. How would you? I wonder, do you look different between Fae and high Fae?
I don't know. Like I don't know, because the way that they describe it, it sounds like they look different, but then it also sounds like they don't look different. So they just know that one person's high Fae and one person's not, but I don't understand how.
I feel like high Fae may be like, in my head, they like bigger and taller than regular
Maybe.
Fae.
Yeah. Maybe.
They don't really talk about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so chapter 78, like I said, they were going to their father's grave. They say a prayer before they burn his body. Lucia comes in, tells her that reveals her father struck a deal with Val to keep her, so she could come temporarily. She is still cursed though, so is only human at night. Feyre knows that queens are still out there. Lucia says not for long if Vessa has anything to do with it, which Vessa ain't done nothing, I'm just saying.
Right.
Elaine invites Lucia to come to Valoris with them. Feyre goes to her tent and finds Rasan inside with Drake and Miriam.
So real quick, Elaine inviting Lucian to Valeris was like a really big deal because she ain't really spoke too many words to this man the entire time in this book. And for her to actually like say his name and invite him was like, he was kind of like, uh-oh, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So in chapter 79, I wrote Draken and Miriam fought with Jurian, but more convinced them not to kill him. Feyre asked them if they could hide the cauldron at Crusader. They agreed. They have a giant meeting between the High Lord, Princess Human, and Fae. Feyre finally get to see Nephel, the extraordinary warrior. I don't know if y'all remember Nephel. You can elaborate if you want.
So Nephel was the one that when they was doing the Moses thing, Nephel came and saved Miriam, and that's who Nephel is.
Yeah, with the little wings.
With the little wings.
That they didn't think he could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra told her about how she met Vasa, who tells her their father. Wait, Vasa, who tells her their father was a great man. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Vasa tells them that their father was a great man and she owes him as long as she is alive. She asks if Feyre can break the curse on her, and she says she will try. Feyre has called them all together to negotiate the treaty. chapter 80 is she tells them all her story, then Marion and Drake and then several others. They don't agree on anything yet. Jurian comes to speak to Farah, says Vasa offered him a place in her court. They finally head back to Valara. Nesta is now back to being quiet and not talking to any of them. Farah, y'all will be frustrated as we is when you get into the last book, okay? Farah gives Lucia a note for Tamara to say thank you and wishes him all the happiness. And that's pretty much it.
This is the thing I didn't get about why Nesta was mad. Like, Nesta, you're alive right now. You sat here and fought and helped everybody. What you mad about? I mean, I know you just lost your daddy. I get it. But like, why are you not talking to them like they did you dirty? You mad at the wrong people.
Right.
Girl.
And mad at the whole world too.
The whole world.
The
Girl,
whole world.
She just annoyed me so much. So much. Even in this last book, I'm like, girl, get it together.
Right. But I hope
Figure it
by
out.
the end of that book you will love.
I'm sure I will. She's starting to show some things, and I'm like, okay, cool, but like, hurry up. That's it.
Also, the smut in that book.
The smut is actually really good in this book.
It's fanfic.
Yeah, it is. I was like, okay. And I was listening to it, so that was like real weird.
I know.
I was like, let me turn this down.
I was like, oh my God, I miss this so much.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this is okay. Okay, Sarah. I see you, Sarah.
Sarah, if you are listening ever, although we don't think you are,
probably not.
Please refer to some fan fiction. You're gonna learn.
I don't know. She did a great job.
She did though in this last.
She did a great job. Yeah, she did a great job.
You missed it in the first 3.
Yeah,
but it's gonna let you know.
It was about the stuff that was happening. It wasn't about the smut.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, it was good.
So chapter 81, basically I wrote down is Rasan's POV. He just him listening to all his friends talk and laugh. They basically was just having a little kiki. That's all.
Yeah.
81.
Because it was like, we still alive. We still alive.
Right. Like, I think they just got like real drunk and all that good stuff. Cause like,
yeah.
So chapter 82, which is the last chapter. Farrah goes to find Rasan on the roof in the red lacy underwear they once joked about her buying. He tells her he heard her in debt and it made him hold on. They made a bargain that when it is time to go, they will go together, which I want to fight them about.
Girl, on some Romeo and Juliet type shit.
Like, but I want to fight them. When you get to there, you will understand why I want to fight them. He tells Bryson, he tells her Bryson has vanished. They will have to hunt him down and at some point return him to the library. Then her and Rasan go flying off in Valaris together.
The end. So how did you feel about this third book?
I love this book per the usual. I did not like Nesta's stank attitude. I felt like, per the usual, Farah does a lot. And a lot of things that I did not want her to do, that she did anyway. I was so frustrated at her. The whole war was a whole thing. It took 10,000 years to get through it, but it was so good. I also feel like Nesta could have killed that mug with one blow instead of doing all that.
Had she been training, she would have been able to do that.
Right, but y'all should have forced her to train.
Yeah.
I know they're not about forcing, but man, this is life or death at this point.
Yeah.
Bitch, we gonna die if you don't.
Right. We need you to get on it, ho. Like, what you doing?
Like, life or death. Either we gonna do this or we ain't. It's not no in between.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the way y'all have to read the last story because that is why I'm saying all this. Nesta got so much power. She could do so much, but she's being so selfish.
She's being she's being selfish, and she's being she believes in herself, but not in the way that she needs to. Like she believes in herself in that oh, go ahead.
She's selfish because she don't even want to hear what they got to say. She like in the
Right.
story. That's it. I'm not training. In the story. I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah. Right.
That's what she give me.
Yeah.
And it's freaking annoying in the last couple of books.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
But all in all, I love the story per the usual, and I can't wait to get into the last one with y'all.
Same. I enjoyed this book a lot. I love the character development. I thought that was super dope. Like just to see it, kind of how Farrah continue to grow, how her and Reese's love like continue to grow. Just like how their little family, as far as like Cassie and Azriel, Moore, Amryn, all of them like really got together. Nesta pissed me off. Elaine, she started to kind of figure it out a little bit, so I just really liked the story. I liked how, Lucian went to go find Miriam and Draken, and then they came back. And I just thought that was like such a good, like climax to already a heightened event, And so I just love how she lays out these stories. These stories are insane. Her mind works crazy. And the fact that she
I was telling the nurse that the other day I worked with, I'm like, she literally has said she has the next 5 books already planned out. How is your imagination like this? I don't.
But not only that, think about this. These series, a court series, is what is going to be 6 books. So there might be more. But then you also have Crescent City, which is 3, and then you have a Throne of Glass, which is I think 8. And from what I've been hearing, they're all tied into one another. So Homegirl's mind works crazy.
I have been listening to House of Glass. I haven't really seen it tie together yet. I did hear them talk about Fae and how they were used to be Fae. So maybe Throne of Glass is more in the future.
Yeah, I think Throne of Glass might be in a different timeline. I think it might be in a different timeline. I'm not completely sure because I haven't heard too much about it because everybody's like real hush hush about it. But they have all told me how to read the stories and that they are connected in some way. So I'm like, okay, that's really cool. I think like loosely connected, but connected nonetheless.
Yeah.
So I really like how she writes. I think the style in which she writes, the detail annoyed me at first, but I actually really like the detail.
Right.
So I'm very excited to read the next. Well, I'm reading the last one right now, but to review it with you guys at some point. But next we're doing a fanfic, so you're gonna have to wait.
We missed him so much.
Yeah, we missed him a lot. Yeah,
I honestly can't wait to get back into it.
Me too. I was looking at the other day.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was looking at it the other day, and then I was just like, let me chill because I don't want to. Even though the stories are not the same at all, I just didn't want to like start confusing stuff because I love to do that.
Girl, we emerge a story. I'm hopeful that the story has some good smut in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is, but I don't know for sure. So, but that was the final episode of A Court of Wings and Ruin. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you stuck through it with us and have enjoyed your time as well. We will finish the series. Again, we are going to do a fanfic first and and then we'll hop back into it. You guys can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, like and subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all of the good stuff. And just keep tuning in with us. And we still have our recommendations list up. The story that we'll be reading next is from the recommendations list. So if you guys are sending those things, we are not ignoring them. We are getting to them. So don't you worry your little pretty heads. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.